Right, Shalom. All praises to Yahawah, bahasham, Yahawashi, bahasham, Rakha, Kwadash. Double honor to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone that rule well, labour in the word and doctrine. Shalom, meaning peace. May that be unto the elect of the nation of Israel. Now, this will be a real quick one. And get out of here, Yahawah, man. Right. This should be a real quick one. It's just a point I forgot to make at camp. Recently, the most recent video we put up, me and the brother Azan. Is it me and the brother Benyamin? Me and the brother Azan. Right, Isaiah 34, and we hit where it talks about Idumea, man. Verse 6 is in fact verse 5. For my sword shall be bathed in heaven, behold, it shall come down upon Idumea and upon the people of my curse to judgment. Right, and this is talking about who's Idumea. Let's see. Oh, I thought you said that obviously it's going to be the Hebrew word. Right, so the Hebrew word, it says Adam, but when you actually look at it here, right, it's got a Y in it, so that's Adawam. Right, Adam and Edom is not the same word. Although if you just take it off face value, without looking a bit deeper, you may believe that to be the case. My screen is fully gone. Bear with me. Right, and this says, well, you can see it, man. You can very clearly see what it said. Now, I pushed it a bit on the last video, saying it too much, so we gotta be careful because YouTube treats that like a so-called curse word, man. Right. So that's the people, or the place, allegedly, but really it's the people, because it's the people that have inhabited this new place, Mystery Babylon. And the point is, the same exact thing is written in here that talks about Babylon, and the same exact thing that's written about Edom. So, in fact, let me just check real quick. Alright, bear with me 1 minute. Alright, we're back. Back on the better. So hitting on Isaiah 34. Can't see it. Yeah, that's it. Isaiah 34 and verse 13. It said, and thorns shall, and this is, yeah, and thorns shall come up in her palaces, nettles and brambles in the fortresses thereof, right, thereof, in the palaces. And it shall be a habitation of dragons, and a court for owls. The wild beasts of the desert shall also meet with the wild beasts of the island, and the satyr shall cry to his fellow, and the screech owl also shall rest there and find for herself a place of rest. There shall the great owl make her nest, and shall lay and hatch, and gather under her shadow. There shall be vultures also, be gathered every one with a mate. Right, and a mate goes into what? That's how you reproduce. Right, so when you use the term mate, that's what, when you say an animal, this animal mated with this animal. Obviously the same animal. Right, the same thing is here, Isaiah 13, and this is talking about, what does it say there, verse 19? And Babylon, the glory of kingdoms. So let's recall, it talked about Bozrah in the 6th verse, Isaiah 34. It talked about Idumea in the 5th verse of Isaiah 34. Now the same exact things being said of Babylon. 19. And Babylon, the glory of kingdoms, the beauty of the Chaldees' excellency, shall be as when Yahawah bahasham Yahawashi overthrew Sodom and Gomorrah. Right, and that didn't happen in ancient Babylon. Right, brimstone, great lake of fire, was not on ancient Babylon. Right, but the same sort of practices and customs that they did leading up to the quote-unquote fall of Babylon, all of that was the same. Right, so that in this new mystery Babylon, the customs is all the same, but this judgment is going to happen on mystery Babylon, the so-called United States of America. 20. It shall never be inhabited, neither shall it be dwelt from generation to generation, neither shall the Arabian pitch tent there. neither shall the shepherds make their fold there. Okay, so why is it talking about Arabs? It says, but wild beasts of the desert shall lie there, and their houses shall be full of doleful creatures, and owls shall dwell there, and satyrs shall dance there. And wild beasts of the islands shall cry in their desolate houses, and dragons in their pleasant palaces, and her time is near to come, and her days shall not be prolonged. He was just talking about Babylon, man. Mystery Babylon. Right, these things are telling you, and they said Idumea. Right, go look up the English word for Idumea. Right, Revelation 18:2. And he cried mightily with a strong voice, saying, Babylon the Great is fallen, and is become the habitation of devils. And that would be, and devils, there's, it doesn't mean that now there's a bunch of E dwelling there. Yeah, it's been a habitation of devils in that sense. Right, it's talking about that same sort of thing. The birds, I can't remember exactly when you get into the word Lilith. On here it gives an example. Right, so it talks about the screech owl. There it is. Screech owl, ignore the first part, but the second part. A nocturnal animal that inhabits desolate places. Right, that's what it's all going into. So Revelation 18:2. It said, and he cried mightily with a strong voice, saying, Babylon the Great is fallen, and is become the habitation of devils, and the hold of every foul spirit, and a cage of every unclean and hateful bird. Right, and that's what it's all linking to now. What I forgot about, while we're on this topic, only makes sense to touch on it. The exact same thing yet again. Right, if we just click on this, Jeremiah 49:20. Therefore hear the counsel of the Lord Yahawah, bahasham Yahawashi, that he hath taken against Edom, and his purposes that he hath purposed against the inhabitants of Teman. Surely the least of the flock shall draw them out. Surely he will make their habitations desolate with them. Right, obviously we know what the first word, key word there means, beginning with E. Now let's check. Teman means, what does it say there is? Yeah? Dealing with that. And it also said located east of Idumea. So why it's talking about that, talking about Idumea. Now, Jeremiah 50:45. Therefore hear the counsel of Yahawah that he hath taken against Babylon, and his purposes that he hath purposed against the land of the Chaldeans. Surely the least of the flock shall draw them out. Surely he shall make their habitation desolate with them. That's the exact same word for word. One's talking about E, one's talking about Babylon. Because Mystery Babylon is possessed, ruled over by E. Yeah? There's little clues throughout the whole of this. But that was just something I wanted to touch on. I'll keep it brief. Pray it was edifying. On to the next one. All praises to Yahawah, bahasham Yahawashi, bahasham Rachak Wadash.